Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. And today we are going to be talking about love and wisdom. And for those you who don't know, I'm Demi. I eat, sleep, and breathe personal development. It's something that I love and cherish. And so let's get into it. And so, love. What is love? And what do I know about love as a adult who is getting ready to enter her 30s? Love is something that you act on, it's something that you are being. And that is something that once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so, yeah, who are you being on an everyday basis in daily conversations? Who are you being when you're upset? Who are you being when impatience or patience runs out? Who are you being when time runs out? Who are you being when you're not feeling your best? Who are you being? And when I say who are you being in in life, we go through a lot of different things, different emotions, different issues in life, and who we are acting as and the emotions that we're acting on is, a reflection of who we are and who we're being. And so when we talk about love, and most of the time, it's associated with like romance, but there's love everywhere. There's brotherly love, sisterly love, family love, parental love, and as well, romantic love and elder love, and so many different unconditional love and things of that nature. And what I am coming to realize for me, how it showed up for me was when I am impatient and when things are not quite going my way. When you begin to lead with love, you're no longer reacting from a place of lack. To me, love is something that doesn't run out. It's a choice, it's an action, it's a beingness. And so when impatience is present, love can either take over or it can become non existent, and it could be another emotion. It could be rage, it could be anger, it could be arrogance, it could be so many other things that you can choose to be. And so when impatience runs out, in the past for me, when impatience ran out, I got angry, I got upset. And when I went through things, I now have access to wisdom that I can choose no matter what who I am being at any given time. I have free will to choose who I am being no matter the situation that shows up. And for me, it's been any situation, and it's something that I've been practicing and something that has been deeply rewarding in my life. And so, yeah. And so, love and wisdom, the wisdom part of this video is mainly about, wisdom is applying a lesson to your life, and you can live that wisdom, or, keep it in your brain or in your pocket for later. And a cheat code that I have found in life is that all of the wisdom that my elders, my parents, and, elders just in life that I just meet and run into, They give me wisdom that is very powerful, and something that I found that was a cheat code or a life hack for me is using their lessons that they've learned in my actual life, even before I even realize what is happening. And that has been a cheat code for me because it was something that I just always knew. If I use the information from people who are older than me, who's, you know, repeated the lesson over and over and over, I could use that to not repeat said lesson. And you're able to move at the speed of light at that point with most situations because you're listening and collecting all of this wisdom that is just built up. And so you're able to move faster in life with this wisdom. And for me personally, I know this is controversial, but wisdom for me, wisdom is available at any age. Age is associated with wisdom by default. And wisdom can be available at any age. And just let that sink in because I think that's something that sometimes the elders can miss at times. And, no one's right or wrong. This is not a game to win or anything. And winning is also an illusion for me. Because if you're alive, you're winning. If you're breathing, you're winning. Like there's so many things to be grateful for and appreciate. And so, with that being said, I have a lot of wisdom that has been passed down to me from other people, and I use it as I am navigating life. And it's been a blessing for me because you're able to move at the speed of light. And let me give you an example. So when you take your time as a kid doing anything, that can be hard because you're learning. And the faster you move physically without any wisdom, without anything else, yes, you're going to make mistakes, but the rate in which you make that mistake again is going to increase because the lesson learned is not being integrated or reinforced. And so you have the parent or the elder who instills the wisdom to tell you to slow down, take your time when doing said thing so this doesn't happen, and then you practice it, and then you're able to do the thing as a kid slower and even better and more refined. In adulthood, when we begin to read books and things, and when I would read books, I would try to fly through them and do it from a disempowered state rather than trying to get the most out of the book. I noticed the slower you read, the faster you are able to get and keep the wisdom of said book. And it becomes a memory. And it's easier for you to remember and recall exactly what happened in the book because who you're being when you're reading the book is a patient person, a loving person, a person who loves this book so much that you want to take your time to read it. In relationships, this can play out as you slowing down and getting to know someone. And let's say you add the wisdom from your parents that they taught you, when it comes to dating and all of the things. You're able to speed up that process, but not from a place from disempowerment, but a place of love and wisdom from your parents who taught you the rules of dating. And so when people are, getting married really fast and all these things, there may be two different couples that have two completely different experiences. And so there's one where, you didn't have wisdom and you did it fast and you didn't do it with love. That couple that got married in 3 months, you know, it didn't last. It led to divorce. But there's another couple who got married in 3 months, but the way that they went about it was very slow, very intentional. The way they spent their time, where they went, what they talked about was very intentional and came from a place of wisdom from the parents that taught them how to date, and the wisdom that they just have from life, which can be a book and a dictionary of many different things. And so these two separate couples have a completely different experience because they took their time. One can be focused from a place of lust, and one could be focused from a place of love. And so there are two different couples that have two completely different realities depending on who they're being while they were dating. And that is what I wanted to truly talk about and get into today, because throughout my entire life, there has always been like this two-sided coin and race. And people would be like, I'll just use the dating thing as example because it's something that I've just seen has just been prevalent. When you're leading with lust and, just like things that are not of depth and things that are not of wisdom, it is crashing and burning. And it's not long lasting. The other couple I told you that's leading from a place of love and wisdom, they have the same exact time frame, but they are creating two different realities. And so when people come to me and they say certain things, I pay attention to the words that they're using and the situation as a whole, because if I can hear the words that they're saying and it's coming from a place of rushing and not really looking into the details, not asking the right questions, not integrating or using any wisdom while going through this process, and you can use this for anything. Like, one thing could be successful or unsuccessful depending on who you are being while in pursuit of said thing. And this is something that I am deeply starting to realize. And so I'm taking in things from a place of love and wisdom these days, because there are so many things out there that are controversial, and it's very important that you pay attention to who that person is being versus and the wisdom that they have, and what wisdom are they using, where is it coming from, versus the thing. Like, for instance, like there could be two different teachers, and there's a teacher who's been teaching for said years, and they have tenure, they have all these things, they have all this respect, but they don't have the passion for it. The love isn't there. You're not going to get as much from a simple course simply because that person isn't passionate in it. And when I took anatomy, I had anatomy 1 and anatomy 2. The teacher that I had in anatomy 1 was completely different from the teacher that I had from anatomy 2. And I got a lot more from the teacher who, they came from a line of doctors. And she knew the book like the back of her hand. She knew all of the things from the back of her hand. She didn't use the book in the class. She wrote it all on the board straight from memory. I'm going to want to take a class from that teacher versus the teacher who has all these accolades, all these things, but the passion is truly not there. You're not really going to get as much from the teacher that who's not leading with love, leading the class with love, leading the subject with love. And when you're leading from love and wisdom, that is protection. That is the protection from, with the teacher who's teaching from love and wisdom, is the person who, is going to be more successful and more fulfilled and more content in their life. Meaning they don't need the job, but they want the job. And when you're doing things from that place of love and wisdom, you're automatically going to flourish, because that is God, that is everything, that is love, that is attractive. And you're able to attract more things in life. And so that is all I have for this video. And so thank you to all my beautiful and loving subscribers. Thank you for supporting me on my page, and thank you for liking this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.